The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
Every time I open my eyes, I see the beauty in you. I feel your love down in my soul. I'm reminded of the truth, the flashes of you here on earth. All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. That's God, because it's God. Hey, listen, hope everyone had a wonderful day. Experience peace and blessings on today. If you went to work, if you were out and about, whatever you did today, I hope your day was productive. You had a productive day. Come on in. We are talking finance with the lady, Lisa Roger Cherry, on this evening. So come on in. Let's come on in. Let's get it started. The truth, seeing flashes of you. Yeah, I can see the next time. It's what you are. Grace and mercy brought me through. I can't get enough. All right, those of you on Facebook, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like and share button, please. Will you do that? And if you're coming in on Facebook, I need you to tag a few people and let them know the South Florida Live Podcast is live and we're on and we're talking finance tonight. We had a great time last week talking finance last week with Lisa Roger Cherry, and learned a few things myself. So it's a learning experience. It's impactful, engaging, and it's full of knowledge on this evening. So, hey, let's join us. Be a part. Go ahead and share. Those that are viewing on YouTube, go ahead and like and share, please. Go ahead and like and share. And let somebody know. Send them the link. That South Florida Live Podcast is on, and we're talking finance with the lady. Yes, it's an evening with Lisa Rogers Cherry. I don't know why people want to jump the Cherry to get the Rogers, but she's all that. Hey, so come on in, guys. Join us. That's our South Florida local, Sincere. I think they just had a great, wonderful time up in Las Vegas at the Stellar Award. Those guys are, fantastic. If you don't know who they are, if you don't have their project, if you don't have their stuff, please go get it. Go get it, please. Go get it. It's their single. That's God. La la la. One of those summer jams. One of those summer jams when you ride down the road in the summer. It's hot summer. Y'all, it is hot. Really not even in summer yet. But this jam right here, man, jamming, working out, your workout. This should be in your playlist for your workout. All right, listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get started. We're gonna give you 30 seconds before we start. I think she's ready. She's in the green room, prepared and ready. Folks need to Happy as a beautiful day. He's the only way. I'm so grateful for the time to allow me to breathe. I'm reminded of the truth, seeing flashes of you. All right. You're all right. Yeah. I can see your face in the sky. All right. It's that time. It's that time. Once again, those that are viewing by Facebook, go ahead and like and share. Do that for me. Tag at least five to 10 people, if you will, and let them know the South Florida Live podcast is on, and we are talking finance on this evening. So once again, let's do that for me, please. Do that for me, please. Do that for me, please. If you will, because I think it's time. It's that time. It's that time. Hey, listen. Once again, those that are viewing YouTube, please, please, if you will, please, if you will, um, um, like and hit the share button. I had a conversation with somebody today. They tuned in last night and they enjoyed it and it was interesting. And I say, "Did you share?" They're like, "Huh? Share with people?" Yeah, there's a share button. Hit that share button. And if it's your first time viewing with us, go ahead and hit subscribe. And once you hit subscribe, go ahead and hit that notification. There's a little bell and click on that, and you'll be notified every time we go live. Would you do that for me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm so excited to when I reached out and they said they would come aboard and do this every Thursday. Listen, y'all, this is good stuff. Good stuff that she's sharing with us. Like I told you, I'm learning so much from these Thursday nights talking finance with Lisa Roger Cherry. So I want to share with everybody else. So let's do it. Come on. Let's go. It's that time. It's that time, y'all. It's that time. Yeah. It's her.
Hello.
It's that time. It's that time. Good evening, my
Good
friend.
evening. How are you? Good.
Well, how about yourself?
Great. Had a
Productive
busy, productive day.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Productive day, busy day are productive days. That's great. How are you handling this heat?
Oh my gosh. I stay inside.
Oh my God. It
With
is
the
so
AC
hot.
on high.
It is so hot out there. Oh my God. The sun can be so disrespectful at times.
I know. But
And
we've had a little bit of rain in between this week, so that's good.
that don't help. I mean, the sun gets mad at the rain. He's like, no, you're not taking my thunder. Get on out of here. And it gets hotter.
Yeah.
But you know what? I won't complain. I had someone that was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that they told me that it was 115 every day. And they were there for 5 days.
Are you serious? I can't imagine.
And at night, I said, well, the night I'm sure it cooled off. He said, yeah, right. Probably about 15 degrees because it was still about 99, 98, 100 at night. So I'm like, I know they didn't go too
You
much.
need to take my advice and stay inside.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, well, I know you guys probably stayed inside. Y'all didn't do too much. You couldn't do too much. Y'all found something in the hotel to do.
Right.
Even getting out to go get in the car and go where you at. I don't know.
The heat just rises, and it's just like,
yeah, especially in Vegas. It's crazy in Vegas. It's a little taller than we might get a little breeze here, but Vegas is like that still heat. All right, but we're here. We're here. We're ready to talk with the lady, and we're talking finance, y'all. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready to talk with the lady. Hey, listen. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. How about we do this? How about we do this? How about we start out with your financial tip Friday. the tip for Friday. How about we start out with that from the last week one, the
Okay.
one you did last week, the one you showed you.
I remember that one. It almost went viral. Lots of people like that one.
Yeah,
And I'll
yeah.
tell you why. It was called "You Only Live Once," and that was
Mm,
the tips about things to do. One of my friends recently passed. I was in Texas. Speaking of hot, and I went to visit. I was out there for a convention, and then I ended up visiting him and his mom, and we went shopping. And oh my goodness! And I mean, this was back in the days when I was like in the shoe fetish, and I saw the most beautiful red stiletto blinged out heels, and I was just like, oh my! And they were strappy, Elder Brown. I mean, strappy, just
really?
bad. Like,
Wow,
oh my gosh!
wow.
And he was like, "Girl, get those shoes." And I was like, "Ooh, they're not really in my budget." He said, "Girl, get those shoes. You only live once."
Right.
And he convinced me after a while. I walked in, looked around, walked to the store next door. Said, we were getting ready to leave. I went back, bought the shoes. And that's what I thought about. I said, you know what? I deserve these shoes. I worked hard. I saved my money. I, try to eat right and exercise, and I deserve those shoes.
Right.
Now, I don't tell people to do that all the time. That's the catch up. You can't do
Right.
it.
That's the thing, because some folks will just do it. Like, you probably gonna put those shoes to use,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
some people
I got my
just grab
money's
it
worth out of those
because
shoes.
I just want it. It was a want, not a need. But at that time, but like you said, you don't worked hard, you earned it.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to treat yourself.
That's
So,
exactly right. And that's what we talked about before, treating yourself. I mean, and people get caught up. I think the reason why people got so engaged last week in my financial tip, I mean, more people than ever liked it and shared it and commented. And I was
mhm,
like, whoa. But it's because sometimes you just have to have permission to do something that you want to
mhm.
do, to say it's okay to get the shoes. I had the money, I had credit cards, I had money in the bank to do it. But he told me, girl, get those shoes. Because I was like, I don't need them. I mean, I have enough shoes. I don't have to buy any more shoes. Okay. But I didn't have any like that,
Right. That-
and I had some place in mind to wear them. So I said, I'm gonna get these shoes. And um, number one, you only live once, so get the shoes. The shoes, the house, the job, whatever, go for it. Number two, if you see something you want, go for it. Number three, when you walk into the room with those shoes on, in your mind, you believe that you're the prettiest princess in the room. Number four, laugh when you can, enjoy life. That's just been my mantra, for the past few years. I've had so many people close to me to pass away, so I felt like I had to do something to pump myself up, to stay positive, to stay excited, and keep the joy, to try to find the joy wherever I can. And number five, cry if you need to, but then wash your face and get back in the game. So that was my tip for last week, my financial tip Friday for last week,
wow.
just to keep people going. And people hopped on. They were like, yes, yes. Like I gave them permission to do that one thing. And I think I should have put in the footnote, don't do it all the time, though.
Right. Because
That's the problem. That's how
get
you get caught
something,
up.
right. You
We
get
just
something to
said
get
do
caught up.
it.
Right.
Get the shoes, but
Right.
don't get the shoes Friday and
Right.
then Saturday go buy more shoes and Sunday. No. The one time you treat yourself for whatever you've achieved, it's
Right.
not a constant.
Right, because you end up being like some people that I know that they're doing like a little clean out, some summer clean, spring, whatever,
Mhm.
and they're finding stuff with tags on it.
Yes, sir.
That
That's a big thing. A
you
lot of
just
stuff
got it because you saw it. You just got it, but at that point, to me, it wasn't a real need. You
right.
just saw it, and you
And,
end
and
up forgetting that it was there.
and I teach kids that a lot: needs versus wants.
Mm,
I mean, those $400 sneakers, that's not a need. I mean,
right,
you need shoes. You need
right,
tennis shoes to wear, for your PE class, yes, but you don't need $400 shoes that your parents can't afford
right.
or
And
may
the
not
one
have
that
in their budget.
Right. The one that kind of, I mean, all of them stuck with me, but the one that sticks with me is when you said number 3. When you walk into the room,
Mm-hmm.
feel like you are the prettiest princess, or you're the
Mm-hmm.
handsomest prince at the ball. You know, a lot of times I have that issue sometime where I don't always think I'm that look good looking or appealing or whatever to most folks, but sometimes you got to have it kind of push yourself with even if people don't tell you, you got to tell yourself. I
You
mean,
know, when you put that suit on that you bought, and you're like, "Ooh, this is a nice suit." You know, if nobody in the whole room tells you, there's something about you. You hold your
yeah,
head a little bit higher. You're like, "Mm-hmm, this is it." Whether they say anything or not, you feel good about yourself, and you have the pep talks. I have on my bathroom mirror, different positive affirmations or motivational sayings, and I tell my kids to do the same thing. Because sometimes you don't feel it, you don't believe it, you don't whatever. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and you're like, "Ugh, this is gonna be a rough day." You go
mhm,
in there, wash your face, and look up and see the mantras that you put up there. I am this. I'm successful. I'm a money magnet. I'm going to make this X amount of money. I will do well. I will be happy. I will be prosperous. Whatever it is, when you
yeah,
put those shoes on or that suit on, or you wash your face and you get ready to go to work and you say those things, some people have 10, some people have 2, some people have 1. That's
right,
what helps to make your day. The difference between you having a good day and a bad day can be just in your mindset.
right,
Say, hey,
right.
today we're going to start with this. And my kids used to do their mantras every day, and I stopped saying them because, we're supposed to be doing a book with them. But the little things that make a difference, you'd be surprised.
Right, right. And number five, I'm jumping. Number 5 is,
Mm-hmm.
and this happens. People happen. I raising both my hands. We do it where we tend to things overwhelm us, and we don't know how to handle it. We don't want to cry, and sometimes you just got to cry it out,
Mm-hmm. And
cry
and
it out, and get back in the game.
that's the thing. And it's okay to cry. One of my friends told me the other day, he's like, I don't think it's very manly to cry. Jesus wept. It's in the Bible. Whoop, there it is. If
It's there.
Jesus can weep, guess
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
So
Who
can
are,
we.
who are we?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
but you don't, I don't think Jesus laid there all day weeping and wailing and gnashing his teeth. He got up.
and moved on. Went on to the next miracle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I try to teach people, because this is a different time. After COVID, kids are depressed, people are depressed. It's just been a tough few years for a lot of people.
Yeah. Now, before you get to your 10 ways of saving, I'm gonna add 6, because all 5 of these are financial investments. These are how you can invest, not just into clothing or money, but into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, out Number 6, I'll say, I tell people all the time, we have to start investing in our health,
Oh yeah.
because some of the blessings people look for blessings, and they expect blessings, and blessings always have to come from financial blessing, or by getting a car and getting this and getting that. And we sometimes forget that we're blessed with good health and strength.
Yes.
So that's also something that we can invest in, and financially, is our health.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I used to post like different sayings on Facebook. I remember one time I said, "Ooh, we another blessing," and one of my friends called me and said, "How much money did you get?" And it wasn't money.
Right.
It was, my kids doing something well or being successful in school or whatever it was. It wasn't that time specifically. It wasn't money. It's blessings don't always come in the form of money. Waking up in the morning, having your health and strength, getting a good report from the doctor, your kids being okay, your car cranking. I mean, I've
Mhm.
been in a situation where my car didn't crank in a not so good neighborhood, and that's a scary thing, So if your car cranks and you're able to go and you're not on the side of the road in 90-degree weather, that's a blessing.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. And that's why I had to kind of throw that out there because we sometimes forget blessings don't always come financially. Blessings
Mhm.
don't always come in the material. Blessing can come that we've been blessed to have health and strength. And we take for granted sometime of our health and strength, but that's some areas that we do need to invest in: eating better, getting more
Mhm.
exercise. It's, if you want to spend, that type of thing.
I tell
So
people that health is wealth. If
mm,
what's his name? The wealthy guy, Live Strong. Um, oh gosh,
um,
from
um,
Apple.
not Eli,
No, not Elon. The other one. He
um,
just recently passed. Anyway,
Gates, not
no, not Gates. The
not
other one.
Gates.
Oh my gosh!
Oh God, I forgot his name.
Tell us in the chat.
I know you.
Real on.
God.
Anyway, while they're telling us, he had all the money, and then he got cancer,
Hmm.
and I'm sure he would have traded every dime to be healthy.
Right.
Steve Jobs. Thank you,
That
Judy.
is Steve Jobs. There you go. Thank you, Judy.
When you get a little bit older than 40, you can't remember stuff. And I
Yeah,
mean, I know.
I'm at 60, so you come on, man.
So, I mean, health is wealth. So you have to do things to take care of yourself, eat better. And we all have cheat days or whatever, but you can't eat that stuff every single day. I went to the doctor yesterday, day before yesterday for a follow up. And while I was waiting for a doctor, a little lady popped in. And I'm like, who is this? And she said, I'm the new nutritionist and I wanted to introduce myself. And she was telling me, don't eat rice, don't eat this, don't eat that. And I'm like, everything she named stuff that I really enjoy eating. I mean, I eat
Mhm.
rice a lot. My family's from Louisiana and red beans and rice is a staple. So she was like, you can eat it, but eat less than a cup full and don't eat it every day. And I'm like, all the stuff she named was stuff that I liked. And she's
Right.
like, increase your vegetables. Now I love the fruit. I can eat the fruit. That's good. That's easy. But she was telling me eat stuff like kale. I don't like kale. It doesn't taste good to me. My daughter's like,
Really?
you put it in a smoothie. That doesn't taste good to me. I'm not eating that.
It's an acquired taste. It,
Yeah.
it is an acquired taste. You
So
have to, yeah.
all of that is I'm just trying to say health is wealth. Do what you need to do. And I listened to what she said. I've been walking. I've been drinking more water. I
Mhm.
stopped drinking so much, sodas and stuff like that. And it's made a difference.
Yay.
And and I sleep better at night too. So
Leave those sodas alone.
yes.
So, yeah. So that's investment. I just wanted to throw that in there. We also need to, number 6, invest in our health. Take care of our health. So you got 10 for us tonight.
Yes, sir.
Turn you loose. Talk to us.
Okay, we're going to talk about 10 ways to save money in 2024. Number 1, everybody got a pencil and a piece of paper or a pen or in your notes on your phone? We're going to create a budget, right? We've been talking about budget for the last 2 weeks, but we're going to actually create a budget. And you can easily go online, look it up. A budget is a spending plan. It's your income minus your expenses to give you your bottom line. And your expenses, all of your credit cards, your bills, everything you pay for, your kids' expenses, whatever you're responsible for, all of that is a part of your expenses. So your income, it could be your salary, it could be child support, it could be SSI, it could be disability, whatever it is, your income, subtract your expenses, and that's going to give you your bottom line. Now, hopefully your bottom line is a positive number, because if it isn't, you're going to have a problem at the bank. So number 1, we're all going to create a budget. Number 2, for 1 week, this is going to be your homework. I want everybody to write down for 7 days everything you spend money on. I've done this numerous times, and it makes me more accountable. If you go to Starbucks in the morning for coffee, if you stop at wherever for lunch, if you stop and get something out of the vending machine, write it down. Everything you spend money on. And if you can't remember to do it, or if you don't have a notebook, or if you don't have it in your notes, keep the receipts. And then that way you'll remember. Because a lot of my clients used to say they get paid on Friday, and by Monday the check was gone, and they didn't know where the money had gone. So if you do a 7-day spending diary, you can track your income and expenses and see which areas you need to cut back in. I mean, I've done it several times, and you'd be surprised. And it makes you think twice before you drive up into the 7-Eleven to buy another Slurpee if you're trying to save money, or wherever you're going. I mean, bringing your own bottle of water to work versus buying water out of the vending machine, or whatever you're buying out of the vending machine, it adds up. Bringing your own lunch to work versus stopping and going to get something, it adds up. And I remember when you can go get a combo at one of the local fast food restaurants for $3 or $4. Now you're spending $10 or $15 for one combo. So it makes a difference. So that's number 2, a 7-day spending diary. For 7 days, write down everything you spend money on. If you pay a bill, if you go to the laundromat, whatever you do for 7 days, write it down. Number 3, automate your savings. If you can, and if you get a check bi-weekly, monthly, whatever, ask if you can have direct deposit. That way you don't even see it, you don't miss it. The money goes straight to your savings and you don't touch it. So you have automated savings where you can put it into an account and you don't touch it. That's your emergency fund, your savings account for emergencies and for a rainy day. And I promise you, if you keep living, it's going to rain and you're going to need that money for something. Number 4, when I first started doing Financial Tip Friday, one of my first tips was cut the cable. And people were saying, no, we can't cut our cable. But so many people since then have cut their cable bills, and they started using Fire Sticks and using certain subscriptions. I remember initially having like 800 cable channels. When cable came out, they offered you a package of 800 channels. And I'm like, who has time for 800 channels? You're not even home that long, or if you're at work, you don't have time to watch it anyway. Some people have like certain subscriptions to Netflix or whatever. If you have one premium channel, you can consider cutting back to basic cable if you need that. So cut subscriptions that you don't need. Some people still have subscriptions to gyms and haven't been to the gym since January. Some people have subscriptions to magazines and newspapers, and they don't read them. So what is one thing that you can cut that you've subscribed to, a subscription or a membership? The other day I was on, somebody asked me if I could read something for them on Canva. And I had stopped subscribing to Canva, which is a software app to create documents and pretty pictures, whatever. So I did a 30-day trial membership on Canva. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this 30-day trial membership. But guess what? After the 30 days, they're going to start charging me. So I put the reminder in my phone to cancel it before the 30 days are up. If you have subscriptions that you need temporarily, the free subscriptions, my daughter told me she subscribed to some channel for 30 days. And then she called me, or 3 days or something. She called me. She goes, I think I overdid it. I didn't turn it off in time. And I said, check, and see when you actually started. And good for her. She was able to cancel it before they charged her $80 or whatever. Another thing you can do, number 5, cook at home. Shopping and cook at home, right? You can reduce dining out, prepare your meals at home, and save on food costs. I go to the grocery store and I do meal prep, and we look at what's on sale, and I buy and plan my meals according to what's on sale for the week. And my kids know we love ice cream. I don't eat it as much because that was one of the things on the list that the doctor said you can't have as much of. But if they don't have BOGO, we stroll right by it. If we're in the grocery store, I know which day they have buy one, get one free Haagen-Dazs, because I shouted out Haagen-Dazs and they shouted me back out. So I was like, woo! So hopefully we can connect and do some business now. But if you cook at home, Jeff, I think we talked about that with your son. That was a way to save money when your son was having practice. Mm-hmm. Planning the meals. You can cook enough to have leftovers for the next day, and you don't have to rush home and try to fix something. You already have something. Number 6, use cashback apps. That's something that I just started doing. The grocery store, they have apps that you can clip coupons, digital coupons. Because I used to be a big coupon clipper. I mean, I would get the Sunday paper and clip away and use those coupons and put the coupons in my car so I wouldn't forget them. I mean, I've been in the grocery store and forgotten them in the glove compartment of my car and ran back out there and got them and held up the line. But guess what? I got my discount.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is buy generic brands. And I'm huge with that, like with medicines for my family members. Ask the doctor, is there a generic form of this medicine? And 9 times out of 10, it's the same thing. You're just paying for the name brand, whether it's medicine, whether it's green beans. If you look at the labels, green beans, laundry detergent. Now, one thing I won't do that with is Clorox, because the stuff doesn't come out as white with other the other brands. But pretty much most stuff, you can buy generic brands or store brands instead of the name brands. I mean, generally, a lot of stuff is made in the same factory. They just pay more for the names. Reduce utility bills. FP&L will come out and do an energy check to make sure you don't have leaking windows, air isn't seeping out. They'll make sure that your house is insulated. And if there's anything that you need to change, they'll let you know. And they have a plan that I recently got on that charges you a similar amount throughout the summer. So you're not paying a higher rate 1 month because the AC is on longer. So that's been working great. So check with FP&L if you live in South Florida to reduce your utility bill. And when you leave home, turn off your ceiling fans. I've learned that.
Say that one more time.
When you leave home, turn off your ceiling fans. And my kids always tease me because I say, every light is on in the house, and they know now, flip them off because it increases. If you're not in the kitchen, why do you have the kitchen lights on? It adds up. Another thing is limit impulse purchases. If you see something, think about it. Like me and my shoes, that was a special impulse purchase. I don't do it all the time. It was a special occasion. And I tell my friends and clients, wait 24 hours before making non-essential purchases to avoid impulse buying. Because sometimes you see something, you might be having a bad day, and you say, I'm going to get this. And you know good and well when you get home, it's not something that you need or it's not something that you can afford. So don't do it. And number 10, use public transportation. For the first time this year, I rode Tri-Rail to Metro Rail and went to Goombay. I haven't been to Goombay since I was little, but my son was here and he wanted to go down. So we caught Tri-Rail to Metro Rail, and it cost $5 versus us using gas, trying to pay for parking, fighting traffic. I mean, I don't always do it, but it was good to do it then. And recently I went to the hospital in Miami to visit one of my friends this past Sunday. And guess what I did? Caught Tri-Rail to Metro Rail because it was one of the stops that I saw when we went to Goombay. So I was like, that's why God had me go down to Goombay. So I would see that the hospital was one of the stops, and I didn't have to drive my car and fight traffic because it was raining. And you know how we drive in South Florida in the rain.
Crazy.
Yes. That was my 10 ways to save, but I have one more. If you have a loan, you may consider refinancing to lower the interest rate, because some interest rates, depending on the time, may be lower. And if you paid on time, if you paid, a substantial amount, the banks may be willing to give you a lower interest rate also. So if you've had a credit card for a long time and it's like 29%, call your credit card company. They may be willing to give you a lower interest rate.
Yeah. Now you just mentioned about refinancing, but there are some refinances that you have to be careful with, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Some are not good and may put you in a worse position. So it just depends on the situation. If you have your home and you're almost done paying for it, or consider the interest rate and who you're dealing with, because you don't want to find yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah, because I know some people that have did refinancing and they've got it, and it was like, okay, it's like a line of credit that you get and
Mm-hmm.
use it. But people sometimes forget if when that's over, or whoever names it on it and whatever passed away, um
There's
you
some
got to pay
issues.
that back.
Yes, sir.
And
It's
they
not.
don't want it.
It's
They
not
don't
free
want it,
money.
and they don't want it in payments.
Nope. So read the fine print and make sure it's one that works for you.
Yeah, yeah, because a lot of people get caught up in that, have done that, and end up getting, not leaving any inheritance for their family members and their kids and whoever in the long run, because they pass away with that on their thing. And
And
what
that,
gets me is, so a lot of time now, if you have a house that's paid off, what
mhm.
sense did that make? Right?
People, a lot of
Make
people, and
sense to do a refinance if you done pay your house is totally paid off?
I wouldn't, but it depends. I mean, if you're doing it for a specific purpose, like if you need to get a roof done, then refinance the amount that you need. Don't get the extra, because that's what I was going to talk about next. A lot of people in our community are doing reverse mortgages,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
That's not good.
leaving no legacy for the kids. It's
None.
like the parents get the money, and good luck to the kids, because you ain't got nothing unless you're able to pay off that big lump sum. And most people I know aren't able or willing to do that. So the house goes to the bank.
Right.
I've seen that over and over and over.
Now you said something about catching the tri-rail and whatnot
Mhm.
to downtown Miami, to different places, whatever. Now some of us uppity folks, we not catching no tri-rail, especially. I mean, I've seen people do it. I've
Uh-huh.
seen people do it even to get to a concert
Concerts. Guess what?
downtown in the
There
arena
were there were
and to the Heat game.
three nice looking pilots on my train. Three. So they're catching tri-rail from Fort Lauderdale Airport to Miami Airport, or somewhere in between. A lot of people got on with suitcases, and they're
Mhm.
saving that money, because last I checked, if you're going on a trip for 3, 4, 5 days a week, you got to pay for parking.
Exactly.
So if you catch the train, you don't have to worry about that.
You got to worry about it right there. But a lot of people like, man, I ain't catching no train. I'm not being dressed on no train and da. But
People,
like you said, and this is the thing. Look at the money that you're saving.
I'm Jeff. I'm people. I rode it for the first time to Goon Bay this summer. I'm not riding no train. And my son was like, "Come on, it'll be fun." I'm like, "I'm not doing that." But guess what? We had a good time. And one of my friends, I dragged one of my Spelman sisters along. She had more fun than all of us. And she would never, ever, ever. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Try it. Try
Yeah.
it one time.
Yeah. I know I've done it. I've done it, and now I'll jump on the Bright Line if I want to
I
go.
haven't been on the Bright Line yet.
No.
And one of my friends went on the Bright Line to Orlando, and she said she caught the half price special. So
Mhm.
she got it for $62.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
Bright
perfect.
Line-
That's
Bright
good for
Line
me.
is Bright Line is the way to go. I've caught Bright Line to West Palm. I mean, they close so much, like just a day of getaway, and go to West Palm, catch a movie, have something to eat, get back on it, come back home.
Okay.
And it's
That'll
so
be my next
cool,
trip.
relaxing. Yeah, Bright Line is what it is. And I haven't did the Orlando yet, but I'm planning on it. Yeah.
Catch it when it's $62 and let me know.
Oh, trust me. I'm the deal dude. I'm I'm the deal dude. I'm not trying to be an extra. I'm the deal guy. So
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, last week you were talking about kids, and I was thinking about, those were kind of adult things that I thought about that I do to save. But I was thinking a way that kids can save and earn money, because most of us have kids or grandkids around the house, and it's almost time to go back to school. But there's a little bit of time that they may be able to make some money so they can save some money to help with back to school costs. One thing both my kids had piggy banks when they were small, and they saved coins, and they had godmothers who gave them silver dollars and gold dollars and stuff like that they were able to save as kids. And little by little, we were talking about this last week, saving coins. Now they're talking about these coins being so valuable. They're pennies that are worth so much. There's nickels and dimes that have silver in them. You need to check your coins before you go cash them in, because they may be worth some money. People have coins in their coin piggy banks that are worth thousands of dollars. I'm like, wait, what? So there's an app on your phone that you can get, and it'll tell you which coins are valuable. So before you go take those coins to the bank, you might want to look at them.
I appreciate that, because my bag is overflowing.
You may have some, and remember your sister when you
yeah, it's overflowing. So I may need to go through it now and check and see.
Google it. It's on. I mean, it pops up for me because I'm like, okay, because I started reading it and now it pops up on my feed, that there are certain valuable coins. Just Google it and you'll see. I teach my kids to set goals for things they want to buy, for going to school, whatever their goals are. It could be saving, for a car or whatever they want to get. Teach them to save, if it's $10 a month or whatever their allowance is, and we'll talk about allowance in a minute, whatever they can afford to save. If they have a little job, save. Don't spend your check as soon as you get it. I remember working in a summer program. I was so excited to get to work at Six Flags Atlantis. I didn't care about the money. I was just going to hang out with my friends for the summer. But before I knew it, I had saved a good amount of money.
Right.
Another thing is allowances. When my kids were growing up, I used to give them allowances and so much money for their grades. If they had so many A's, they'd get something. So allowances work for some families, and it teaches kids how to save. If you give them $5 a week or give them $2 when the tooth fairy comes, whatever it is, your kids, your grandkids, that's another way to teach them how to save. Do savings challenges. If they do certain things, if they win at a certain sport or make so many points or whatever incentive you can think of, encourage them to save as a bonus. Once they do that, create, fun things and give them rewards. Open a bank account. They can have a savings account, and they have college savings accounts also. For college students, they have special savings accounts for them. Also teach the kids how to budget. When I do the homebuyers classes, I do a segment with the kids, and I said, do you want your own bedroom? Do you want your own backyard? Close your eyes. Imagine what that looks like. Now draw me a picture. And they take that picture home. I said, before you ask your mom or dad for sneakers, before you ask your mom and dad for that Gucci purse or whatever the popular thing is, look at that picture and remember, you want your room. You want your own room and you want your own backyard.
Right. Wow, that's been good. This has been real good. So before we go, we got a few minutes before we go. Could you just revisit those review on the 10? Go back over those 10 right quick.
Sure.
And for somebody that's in the back room that did not hear and did not get it all, they missed something that they were writing down, just if we can.
Okay. Number 1, create a budget. Number 2, the 7-day spending diary. Remember, for 7 days, write down everything you purchase. If you stop at 7-Eleven for coffee or whatever, I don't know why I'm talking about 7-Eleven so much. Whatever you stop, wherever you go, if you eat lunch in the cafeteria, if you go out to lunch, if you stop and buy drinks, whatever you pay for 7 days, write it down so you'll see where your money goes. Track your income and expenses and see where you can cut back after you do it. Number 3, automatic savings. Do direct deposit some way, somehow, out of your check, have it automatically go into. And if you don't have direct deposit at your office, be disciplined enough to say, hey, I'm going to set aside X amount of dollars, whatever you can afford, whether it's $10 or $200, set something aside in case of an emergency or a rainy day. Number 4, cut subscriptions. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions and memberships. Number 5, cook at home. Reduce dining out. Prepare your food at home and save on food cost. Number 6, use cashback apps. There's certain apps and coupons that you can get on your phone, rebates, even like certain credit cards. And I don't tell people to use credit cards, but if you pay for a trip, you can get certain miles. If it benefits you, use it, in that way. Number 7, buy generic brands. If you have to get a certain kind of medicine, some medicines are very expensive. Ask your doctor if you can use a generic form. Don't just go to the drugstore and say, Lisa said. Before you do it, ask your doctor if you can use the same one, and that should save you some money. Number 8, reduce utility bills. Cut back on leaving your lights on. Turn your fan off if you're not at home. Try calling FP&L and use their energy efficiency deals. They have all kinds of special programs that you can benefit from. I'm signed up for every single one of them. Number 9, limit impulse purchases. Usually I tell people wait 24 hours before making non-essential purchases to avoid impulse buying. And number 10, use public transportation when you can. Save on gas, save on car maintenance, use public transportation or carpool. And then that way, you don't have to worry about traffic. You don't have to worry about being stuck in traffic. You don't have to worry about your car breaking down. That's another way to save. And number 11 was the bonus. We talked about refinancing loans, and maybe I should say refinancing credit cards or whatever it is, so that you can have lower payments.
And also invest in your finance and your health.
Yes, that was our tip from Financial Tip Friday. You added that one.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Wow. There we go. There it is. I hope you guys wrote that stuff down. It's helpful to somebody. I've been jotting myself and checking everything out. The direct deposit, I've learned to do that more often. One time I was kind of weary of it, but yeah, I'm learning to really, adjust to that.
And you don't really miss it. I mean, if you have it automatically taken off, you don't miss it. And then before you know it, you have a nice little savings.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you've heard it right here on the South Florida Live podcast with our friend, my sister, Lisa Roger Cherry, on this evening. We're talking finance. So I hope these tips and the Financial Friday tip was helpful to you that she brought to us today. Hey, listen, this is what I want you guys to do. Those that are tuning, those that are watching, I need you to connect with her on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and lock in and be ready and find her on Fridays. She does this tip every Friday, and she joins us on every Thursday. So she's with us on Thursday, tip on Friday. You can't miss it. She's on Talking Finance on Thursday, and she's giving her tip on Friday. So, and y'all, I'm gonna say this. She didn't tell me to say this, but what you're getting is you go somewhere else, you're gonna pay for it. So, if you can go to her site, she's gonna give you her email address and whatever. And listen, share some love, support her. If you received something tonight that helped you and was helpful to you, let's bless her. Let's give her something, share, hook her up, whatever, whatever her, her contact, her financial way to send her a little something. Hey, let's do it. South Florida Live podcast. I don't know if you know, but South Florida Live podcast was a vision for this, for exposing and uplifting our South Florida own. And I just like to support people where I can. and when I can and how I can. So this is one of our own. So we're going to support her. We're going to get behind her, because I'm telling you, this stuff is not cheap what you're getting. Okay. So help her out. What are some of the ways that someone want to bless you, someone will support you, someone will say thank you? How can they, what ways they can do that?
Oh, thank you. We're blessed to be a blessing, right? My my Cash App is Lisa Rogers Cherry, all one word, and it has my picture. Lisa Rogers Cherry is on the screen, no D. Lisa Rogers Cherry. I can't type in the comments for some reason, but it's all one word. And my Facebook is Lisa Rogers Cherry, and my I have a profile, Lisa Rogers Cherry Writes page, and I have Instagram, Lisa Rogers Cherry. Everything is Lisa Rogers Cherry. So you can find me easily. And I appreciate you all for tuning in. And thank you, Jeff,
okay,
for
so
having me.
Cash App is $ Lisa Rogers Cherry.
All one word, yes.
All
it has
one
my
word.
picture. No D.
I did this right. Lisa
I appreciate you all for tuning in.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So there you go, guys. Be a blessing. Appreciate it. Once again, my sister, thank you for joining me on Thursday and just enlightening us and being such just a spirit of knowledge and making us better financially. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate
Have a good night.
Hey, and everyone that's been joining, that's been tuned in and locked into the South Florida, thank you. I even had my sister Judy on today. I don't know, maybe she was joining because Lisa was on. I don't know. But thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this this broadcast, this episode on tonight. So hey, listen, every Thursday we're talking finance with Lisa Rogers Cherry. So you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it every Thursday. And also make sure you guys link with her, find her on Facebook, Instagram, because she gives a tip every Friday. Every Friday she gives a tip, and you don't want to miss it. And tips are real, real good. All right. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you to Lisa for joining us on this evening. And once again, thank you guys for everybody that tune in on from Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I appreciate you. Much love. Continue to pray for me. Can you keep me lifted up? It's been challenging these last two months, but I'm pressing on. Hey, listen, I'll pray for you. You pray for me. Hey, y'all, let's watch God change things.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.